Welcome, everyone. Let me make sure that my microphone is working, because I don't like that stuff. Okay, yeah, everything's working. So, if everybody's having a pleasant day, this is the first day of my new schedule. Um, so, we're working on this here druid. Um, First thing I'm going to need to do, because I need to mix up a different green. Um, well, no, I don't need to mix up a different green. I need to make the emerald green that I have a little bit more transparent. I also need. Actually, I'm going to need two of these. So you go there. Another one of you. Big bag. Where's the little bag? That's a little bag. Little bag has the nips. Okay. So, thing the first, we're gonna set you off to the side with you, and you. You. I'm gonna start because I'm really only gonna be using this with this one mini most likely, so I'm not gonna make a huge batch, but I do want to darken this a little bit. Because yeah, it's not it's not quite the right okay. So a little bit of that, and we're gonna take a little bit more of the Payne's Gray. Actually, we're gonna shake this up a bit. Give you just a quick spin on Bert. Go. Do two full droppers of the Payne's Gray to bring the total color of the mix to a darker one. Put a bunch of the golden airbrush medium in. I guess I could have used like the two thin coats medium and it would have come to the same effect. Um, but that's neither here nor there. So then I'm gonna stick my balls in here. As usual, one fancy ball one just standard ball. Now, take this bit, push that down like that, cap it, yeah, like that. Okay. That should be fine. We'll use that. Okay, so we're gonna do the skin first. And I don't think they're wearing gloves. Like, I'm pretty sure they're not wearing gloves. They are wearing a shirt, though, guaranteed. So, like, really, I just need it for the face and hands. But I wanted to make sure that I had the opacity the way I wanted it, so that hopefully the that difference between the light and dark side angles are noticeable. That's the goal here. That is what I am fucking working on. I don't want to use a 2 for this. I want to use a 1 at the biggest. There we go. We'll use a 0. The shit on the road, shall we? Thankfully, ink is thin, even with a bit of acrylic medium mixed in. Alrighty, yeah, it's there is a little bit of a difference. Can be seen. So let's hope that it translates properly through the rest of it. Actually, I really like this blue-gray skin. I'm very glad I decided to go with this. Um, I think it is definitely going to be a good choice in the long run. Okay, so that's the skin. That was interesting. Now we clean off the brush. Only of humanity. Pardon me. All right, so we're going to take now, or rather, now we are going to take some emerald green because I do want to have some green on this piece. As you know, it is a druid mini, so like that theme does need to be carried through. So I'm going to use actually a couple of different greens. To be honest, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use the darker green that I had mixed up. But it's going to be different uses. But what we're going to do first, because this is a semi-transparent, we're just gonna do what we can to bump it up to being a transparent. Because that is how we fucking roll around here. Unholy, you claim yourself a throne like me. With powers of your own making, God hunters gonna hunt you down. You're something on the flesh ascended. When you've taken on the rest, ended. I'm tell God hunters gonna hunt you down. Give this a nice little mixy mix. First of many mustache rides on Bert. Grab this guy here. It should be fine. That should be more than enough for what I need. So, one of the things that I really liked and thought was like ridiculously thematic about earlier editions of D&D was the stipulations to a degree that some of the classes had. Like, I thought that some of them were slightly dumb. Like, I was always under the opinion that paladins should have been able to be any lawful, not solely lawful good. Because, like, you can't tell me that, like, obviously blackguards, but, like, you can't tell me that there weren't paladins of fucking the evil gods in D&D. Like, nah, you should be able to, if you want to play, or even like the neutral gods. Um, if you want to play a paladin to a lawful neutral god, for whatever reason, maybe it's part of the teachings of that specific deity you follow, or something like that. Like, your code dictates that you have to protect people in their name, whatever. Um, like, I thought that was like, while like I said, I disagreed with some of it, but getting back to kind of the point that I was trying to make, um, things like druids not being able to use metal and wear metal armor or use metal weapons. I really fucking liked that. Because, like, thematically, it made sense. In my opinion. And, like, with a creative GM, you could work with that to be able to have, you know, cool weapons and armor. Um, like, if I remember, no, inside of the cloak is going to be a different color. I might go with purple because I really like purple as a inside of cloak color. But, like, one of the and like, this was a thing back in third edition, fucking Ironwood. There were mentions of it in official, like, D&D materials, so it wasn't necessarily like a something that we came up with on our own. And there is, technically, it's a real thing, although technically ironwood in reality is essentially just petrified wood. But that's neither here nor there. That is irrelevant to the topic at hand. But no, like, there were ways that it could be dealt with and worked with and turned into a plot hook. Things like that, something like that. Like, oh, hey, you want your character to have this, like, essentially like scale armor, but, like, the stipulation that, you can't wear metal armor. How about this? We come up with a magic armor that's made out of ironwood that effectively, mechanics wise, is scale mail. We make it a quest, or I, as the GM, go, okay, I'll throw something in. Boom. Couple of sessions later, there's a very specific bit of treasure that is, you know, aimed at, or thrown in with the druid in mind. Like, it is definitely, yeah, this is the purple that I want to use. But like, there were ways around stuff like that. Like, granted, you could always homebrew. Going back to the whole paladin conundrum, like you could always homebrew it that a paladin could be any lawful alignment, and like honestly, it wouldn't take too much work to do. Like, you could rename Lay on Hands to something like Confessor's Touch or something like that, or Inquisitor's Touch. Like basically, like because it's turning from a healing to a damaging ability. Um, and like so, like the paladins to evil deities could you know learn that in place of learned that in place of lay on hands, and neutral paladins got to choose. Do you want to slap the truth out of people, or do you want to heal them? Like, I think stuff like that has so much potential, and it in the end it is kind of up to the player and the GM to have a conversation about it. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think Wizards made, obviously it's this is nothing new for them, but I think they made a bad choice in like how they made some of the changes to classes going to fifth. I mean, I kind of get it, I guess. But I mean, at the same time, like I said, I don't agree with it. But that being said, I haven't played or run a D&D game in a few years now, so there's that. Oh no. Oh no. Do as I come out. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Going with purple hair, because why the fuck not? Okay. Right. Actually worked really, really well. I thought I might still want to do a second layer of the green, but at the same time, I think that encapsulated the light direction rather well. So, yay me. Okay. Now what we're gonna need is I'm gonna use this one. Let's give the process cyan a bit of a mix-up. Because this is going to be the first layer. There we go. And then we're going to go one step lighter after I put this on. So just need a little bit of that. This is basically just going to be the pretty much the base for the off-white, like the like super light blue / off-white that I'm going to be putting on next. Which part of the reason that I'm doing it this way is because like there was overspray for the shadow, and it would not make sense for the shadow to be on the head of this staff if the head of this staff is supposed to be glowing. Like that's not how light works. So we're given a nice initial blue, well, cyan, but yeah. So it's going to be eventually, and I know you're not going to see the true color, but I'm going to show you anyway, just because fucking reasons I can, I guess. It's going to be like this baby bluish type color. Once that's dry and I can start with the next layer on it, obviously. But what we're going to work with now think we're gonna go with. Nope, not you. You. Transparent raw umber. Hmm. Oh shit! I still have to do the victory lap on the Ranger. I think what I'll do with that is I think I'll do the victory lap on all three of these at the same time. Hmm. What? Might do the strapping as brown as well. It would kind of make sense. Like you can kind of see where it's darker. You can see the where the shadow is. I might have to work with the arm there a bit, and what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up just doing a black wash over that arm, like over the like just this edge of the arm. Um, because like otherwise it's gonna look fucked up. And granted, the like viewpoint is gonna be from the front, so technically that wouldn't be seen. But like I would like if I got the chance to play with this, it to look good from all angles. If you know what I mean. Hold on. Swap back to the green for a second. Because I spot under there. Yeah, I think that whole arm is going to end up getting a black wash. I might just do like this whole side of the miniature. Just like take some of my carbon black, make it way more transparent, and like go over it a couple of times. Maybe even, actually, I might even just make a straight up black wash out of the ink. Because I have my gray/gray brown wash, which is my imitation Nuln Oil. But like, and that would be good for like if I wanted it to look dirty. Um, but okay, so I need to see something. You get the fuck over here, box. Get out here, character cards. Nope. You. Nope, that's just supposed to be part of the shirt. Okay. Let's see something. Yeah. Okay. Something else for a moment. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So that answers that question. You need this a little bit more. Because that's not like armor, it's just a weird fold in their shirt, I guess. That's a missed spot right there. Eh, that's better. Okay. Now let's go back to the Browns. Shoulder pad the first. Shoulder pad the second. And who knows? Maybe they're leather. Maybe they're wood. Maybe there's something different entirely. I don't know. I'm probably going to keep using the brown for a lot of these parts, as kind of makes sense. Again, we don't really have to go for super complicated when simple will solve the effect. And then the floor I'm going to do as a different brown, just to kind of differentiate it a bit. Love is twin bell, it'll take your breath away. My lost souls make two worlds collide after your heartbeat rises. Your heart and sparks are flying. I wanna take you out, and I can't deny. I'll be pushing on you till the day you die. I'll live inside you so much more. It's not my first time. I've done this before. 1 second in my arms, I'll be running through yours. I'll start. I swear I'll rip and tear my way to your heart. Alrighty. So boots, I'm going to give the same brown. Hold on. I need to take a look at that again. Because that doesn't look right. Damn it. Damn you people for sculpting things weird and making me have to look at reference images over and over and over again. Ugh. Okay. Okay, they're just flowery socks. Alrighty. The fuck color do I want to make the fucking flowery socks? Shoes are still going to be brown, though. Doing that right now. Thankfully, that one was on the dark side, so, like... You know what? I might do purple. I might fucking do purple. See, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna fucking do purple. I swear I'll rip and tear my way to your heart. That's war, that all is fair in blood and gold. You know what? No, I'm not gonna use purple. That would be ridiculous. I am gonna use this. But what I want to do is take. I don't want to use a full dropper bottle for something that is quite literally a one-off. What? We're going to use the lid of this. Thankfully, it's just for me, so I don't have to worry about any particulates. A bit of that. I did not need that much, but whatever. Fine. Fucking YOLO it is, I guess. Basically, I just need it to be transparent enough that the fact that this is the darker side will read through. And it kind of does, I guess. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do like the green kind of going up the vines, which is kind of how they have it on the quote unquote box art. Okay. And then I can fix that with when I do the black wash when I'm closer to being done. Yep. Okay. Actually, damn it. Okay. Try with the 000. I basically got them. It's fine. We are going to keep with the super fine brush for the time being because there's some details that I want to pick out at the moment. We're going to take a different purple. This time it's going to be Purple Lake rather than a thinned down Diox. This is one of my favorite purple. Like this is my favorite purple ink. Way more than I need. Way more. That's fine. If you get eaten, there's fees for your mourners. A spare bear in the hair of Magni. Flower in their hand. Doing some sort of magical shit. Property. So we're gonna need you again. So I'm gonna put you towards the front, maybe. That's fine. You. We're gonna take you because now we're gonna do a little bit of a two-step process, not dance. For two reasons. One, I can't dance for shit. And two, I don't know how to do a two-step. Also, that's like country dancing. I think that might be line dancing. Like a form of line dancing. Somebody out there knows. Please feel free to educate me on the subject. But I'm like 80% sure that's what it is. This is supposedly a transparent, but we shall see. So the goal here, and I've done this before, is we're going to put some red down as our initial floor color, and then we're going to go over that with some brown. Should have read the fine print. Okay. That. I still think it was an interesting choice having them on a like wooden floor and having a tree growing out of it. Um, if any of these were to be put on a base that's showing like a nature scene, I would think it would be the druid. Considering the druid is the one that works like thematically works the worst inside of man-made structures as a well, as just a general concept. Um, that bit. Now, need now we're gonna do the wood for the tree, like the base for the tree, and the staff. Then going in a slightly different direction for that. I want the floor to kind of have like a reddish hue underneath the brown. These two, we're just going for like essentially just kind of quote unquote normal trees. So we're doing like an off-white, desaturated brown as a like base type color. Put that out of there and with that. Alrighty. I guess I could have used this for the socks. The tree I'm going to do with the same brown base coat. The idea kind of is that like the staff is made out of the the same type of magically summoned tree or some shit like that. There is that. Jump back to the Naphthol Crimson for just a hot minute. Need just a tiny bit. Okay. That's better. We're gonna let that dry for a moment. Just kind of put a pin in that. We're going to grab the tiny ass brush again. And we're going to do the eyes, but we're going to do creepy eyes because I do not want to do like irises and pupils and the whole like. So we're going to like the scene I'm picturing in my head here is this character is in the process of casting a spell. So like I'm thinking because they're a druid, I'm going to go back to that emerald green that I have and slap that in their eyes and be like their eyes are growing, glowing this emerald green. Fact, in fact, fair, that is the one that I had just fucking used. That is all I need. Yeah, you can go over there. So what we need to do first make sure both eyes are white to start with. I'm gonna fuck with this a little bit more just to yeah, it's gonna have to be good enough. If I fuck with it anymore, literally anymore, I'm gonna have a no good, very bad Goram day. I don't want that. I've been having a pretty passable day thus far, and I enjoy that. I would like to keep enjoying that. Yeah, we're gonna hit up the emerald green again. The main reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to give the floor and the staff and the tree a little bit of time to dry before I hit it with the sepia. Oh, just a little dab will do you. There we go. Yeah. Green glowy eyes. Crackling with power. Phenomenal cosmic power. Leading space. See, that's where Jafar fucked up in Aladdin. You know, it was like if he would have wished for all of the powers of a genie without the drawbacks. Huh? Huh? There's nothing in in the wishes rules that said that he couldn't do that. Go fuck yourself, but I really wish I could get the automation to work properly. Alrighty, so, wow, god damn it. That's what I get for complaining. That much should be fine. And then here, I'm gonna start hitting everything up with a decent layer of this here sepia. I'll probably actually go over it twice. At least the floor anyway. The rest will depend on how I feel it looks. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect. Let's get some of that over here. Oop. Yeah, it's fine. Doesn't look like anything fucked up. Hold up. There we go. Yeah. And even like the tree and the staff, the brown in them looks different as well, which is one of the things that I actually really liked also. Um this is This is thus far turning out okay. So now we're going to put this guy away. We're going to go back to the super tiny brush. Because... Oh. That feels fucky. Well, no, that's not why. It just, my back feels fucky. Because I want to start doing the vine going up the staff. And that's going to require some fine detail fuckery. Then after I do that, I have to do the socks, like the vine work on the socks. And then I think I got a little bit of brown I need to, or sorry, a little bit of black I need to throw on here for a couple of the bits and bobs. I'm still going to do the little like crest on the left side of their like on their left shoulder there. I'm still going to do that with the gold and red and black. Also have a little flower here. There we go. Okay, so now we want you. We want you. Oh, you to be specific. Ah. The thing that floors me about that is that just basically it's basically with juice. That's what au jus means. It comes with essentially a super thin gravy. It's the fucking pan juices. Unless it's made out of powder, then it's just fucking disgusting. Okay, so I'm not going to use the more transparent emerald green for this. I'm just going to use the straight up emerald green. Because like the plants and the vines are kind of one of the emphases of this piece, in my opinion. So, like, while yes, they are kind of a small part, I want them to stand out. So they are going to be a little bit. Like, it's going to be a little bit less. Probably actually have to do a couple layers on them. I know I say that often, But you know what? A lot of times, even when I am saying it often, it's fucking true. So, like, not like I'm fucking telling stories. Yeah. Keeping on here. Should probably have done the off-white first. Maybe not. When I have fucking bits like this, it feels like I have no choice but to fucking overpaint even when I'm using my smallest brush. Hold on. I still have more green. Those socks are going to be kind of ugly, but I'll figure out a way to deal with it. You know what? Let's go back to purple for the flowers. Keep that fucking train up. Fucking coming along nicely, if I do say so myself. And I do. Nobody else will. It's fine. Put that back in there. We're gonna grab you. You're 0. You're 0. Boop. Might actually need to swap this guy out for one of the other unused ones if I have another 0 for the Sables. I've used this one quite a bit. Yes. You. Slap some of this on that Father Mucker. Use this one. First, we get to go for Mustache Ride on Bert. Have a puff off my bait. And a little sippy. Probably more. Well, guaranteed it's more than I need, but it's fine. It's fine. You. Your shit's still working properly. Good. You know what? Hold up for a second. Now back to this. Okay. I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, we've gotten from color blocking to this in an hour. Well, sorry, hour and a half. Hour and a half. My bad. Um, I've definitely improved on my painting speed. Um, sorry, we are going to be busting this one out again once we get to the kind of the finaling. Yes, the finaling touches. I can talk. I promise. I know how to do the speaky words thing. Alrighty. Well, let's now. So I'm kind of I'm kind of debating something here. And if anybody wants to chime in and throw in their opinion, it would be definitely most welcome. But what I'm thinking is after I hit the 2 hour mark, so in about 30 minutes, put the put this down and throw on like fucking Fallout 76 or something for like 2 hours. And chill out doing that as kind of a wind down and like a pullback from the painting. I think that might. I think I might look into doing that as a as a regular thing on stream. It would mean streams get longer, and there's still painting content. It's just after the painting content and whatnot, do some chill out video game time for a bit. I don't know. It's something that I'm kicking around, considering I do have more time on my plate to be able to stream and shit. So like I do want to utilize it as best as possible. I just don't think I would be able to be very interesting if I was painting for more than like two-ish hours in a day. If that's a flower, it's going to be a black rose. I should have actually looked on the fucking box, but whatever, I've made the choice. I have committed. That. And then once I do, then I'll do the red eventually, and then once I do the gold on top of that, I should be able to just kind of lay the gold down very lightly. Kind of just going across the top, and it should work properly. There's a lot of shoulds in there. I know, but it is what it is. Um, I think what I want now, actually, a little bit more of the black is I'm picturing these not necessarily being held on by like leather, or maybe it is leather, but maybe it's like a painted dyed leather, or maybe like just some sort of like black cordage. Um, None of those have what I want them to have, so you. Okay. Yes, I need you. Gotta wiggle it just a little bit. We are going to wiggle it just a little bit. And that is more than enough for what I'm doing. Yeah? So I'm using a desaturated brown for this because claws and teeth, I don't like when they're like bleached white. I think like, and this is just like personal opinion type deal. Granted, it's my channel, it's my soapbox. I can have whatever opinion I want because fucking reasons. Um, but no, like it's like essentially, I don't think straight up bleached bone, like white fucking bone, is very interesting. Like, and like, one of the things we as miniature painters and hobbyists like do, one of the main things that's included in this hobby and like part of the process is visual interest. Like, even if you're just trying to do like three colors with highlights, table standards, get it painted and on the table and done, you still want it to look at least a little bit. You still want it to look interesting. There's nobody like I'm gonna make a bold claim that I do not have a source for. Um, I rarely do this, but I don't think there is literally anybody who's painting their miniature who's like, you know what? I don't care if it looks like crap. I'm just putting paint on it so that I can get the extra points for the tournament that I'm going to or whatever. Like those people, the people that would have that opinion, I would think, are the people who are going to be like, you know what? I'm just not going to paint it. I'm going to pay somebody else to paint it. Because like even if we don't feel that we can do it ourselves or we don't care to do it ourselves, we want our shit to look cool. Like, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Hell, I 100% endorse it. Um, cool looking minis is part of my raison d'etre. I know I probably pronounced that wrong, but whatever. I don't care. But like, it's yeah, like people want their minis to look interesting, even if they're not wanting to be, you know, a competition painter. So I'm putting my brushes away right now. I'm not done for the night just yet. We are going to be done painting soon-ish. However, once I can find what I am looking for, I knew where I put those. I am going to be doing some planning for a commission that I have coming up. But, like I said, I need to actually have the stuff. Of course, you're going to do that. That I need in my hands. There. There. You all go up there. Ah, it is right here. I'm just fucking blind. Okay. We don't want the round boys. We want the assorted square boys. So the commission that I have coming up is going to be for a 3D printed atlas. And is going to be a pretty big atlas. From what I was told. Boop, boop, boop. Brain farting for a moment. So, like, we're talking 170 something millimeters? Or, sorry, no. Wrong. $152 ish. So 15.2 centimeters. And one of the things that I kind of want to do for it, because it's for a good friend of mine who's been having a bit of a time recently. So one of the things I want to do is I want to make a like a little mech gantry to go with it, because it's too big for gaming. Like, we're talking that big apparently. So, like, probably have to go another 2.5 centimeters, maybe. Could do like 1.25, and that should be fine actually. If it's 8, the gantry would stick up above the top of the mech by a little bit. Actually, let's look for some, because like I don't want to just do the mech. I want to kind of do a display. Mech. Okay. So looks like we have a few options for like That looks kind of cheese. I'm not gonna go with that. That I don't know. That looks too high tech for what I'm thinking, if that makes sense. That's not Battletech. That's Warhammer 40K. What the hell? Not what I was looking for. Mm, Mech Bay. Okay, some of these are a little bit nicer. I think I'm just gonna have to go with like. Okay, that might work. Think I have enough stuff that I could make it work. I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to look at magnetizing it to the platform, so that when I ship it, I can ship them both kind of like separate. It's same box, but just like kind of separate pieces. And then when he gets it, he can click it on there, and it'll like sit there in the gantry. I think that'll look cool. I also ooh ooh. Hold up. I mean, it's not perfect, but I have some of this that I can use for like walkway. I have me some ideas. Though okay, I need to see how big this is in person. Because I have a few ideas, and I might actually incorporate some of the 40K terrain that I have into this build somehow. Like I have some ideas. I'm percolating, and by the end of the week, I should know. So plan A currently is to use the plastic tubing and plastic card that I have to create like a mech gantry, mech bay type thing, where this atlas can be displayed in. I think that'd be pretty cool. However, what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna hit a button. I'm gonna go back over to the coffee table, and we're gonna decide what we are going to do next. So I'm gonna hit the ending soon screen just because it works a little bit better for me doing it that way. But I'm not necessarily ending just yet. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hit the video game scene button. I think that'll work better. So one moment, and you'll be able to hear me the whole time. Aha! You can't see anything because there is nothing up on my desktop. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hit the be right back button. I will be right back. I am just gonna refill my coffee. Then I'm gonna come back. We're gonna change the stream peddling category, and we're gonna hang out for a little bit longer. So yeah, if now would be a good time to take a quick washroom break.
Alrighty then. So what we're gonna do is I am gonna be stopping the YouTube stream. Anybody who's watching over there, I appreciate you. Though if you do want to continue on the fun, pop on over to my Twitch stream. Just go to Twitch, search Magical Hack, you'll find me. And yeah, we can continue the fun over here. So thank you and have a great day, YouTube.